Good morning, this is Vicki.
And this is Jo.
And we're the Two Natural Ladies.
And we talk about the good news we all need and ways of getting the most out of life.
We help people with practical, uplifting ways we can all make a difference.
And we're striving for better, not perfect.
And we love a good laugh. Please enjoy the show.
Hello? I can't hear me.
Oh, that's
Don't
better.
put the blame on me.
And you know what? We are all only human.
We
so
are.
much so that, I love what Carla was saying. And we talk about we're only as good as our weakest link. And, we all need to band together and help those that are struggling in whatever way.
I love it, actually. Community living can look differently.
Yes.
Come in different forms.
Yes.
And it's perfect. It's another way of making it happen.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So on to something very frivolous. Smashing trophies. Vicki has a bigger one, but Jo has more. It doesn't really matter as they plan to smash them all. Two natural ladies banter about the way to do it best. With a hammer or a mallet, it has become quite a quest. They may ask their kids to help them with wood and plastic and steel. There may be quite a stratagem, or it could all is to be revealed. We will let our loyal listeners know and keep you in the loop. It's getting quite exciting now. The suspense may be a scoop. To find out how this story ends and what the verdict is, please stay tuned, our friends. Trophies gone and smashed? We hope it's not a fizz. And we do need to add something about the wonderful lady Leanne, who's actually going to take all these bits once we actually do smash them.
Yes,
so
thanks, Leanne.
Yes. Again, listening to some of our previous shows and you talking about how you had a bigger one, I thought, right, I've got to write a a poem about that. So
Mark the occasion.
That's right. Yes. Oh dear. Now back onto something significant.
Why not?
And yes, bit of my soapboxing. My second son had been saying, Michael is his name, and he'd been saying, Mum, you've got to watch this show, Blackfish. So go back 34 years. My first three children were born in water. So my first was born 34 years ago. And then they very quickly were part of a baby swim program where we started teaching them to swim at 4 weeks old. And then we started getting involved in swimming with the dolphins down at Sorrento on a boat called Polpero, which is now used for swims. But at that time, there were no boats that were doing it. So I became very involved and steeped in the whole thing about dolphins, orcas, /killer whales, etc. So I've had a huge thing about they should never, ever be put in captivity. And lo and behold, there is now this amazing documentary, and it's not a happy one. But I really think everybody needs to see it because really nobody, personally, do not go to I won't say any particular names, any of those places where they have, particularly the killer whales /orcas in, because it's torture for them. It's actually torture for them. And 100% of male orcas in captivity have that fin, that drooping fin. Only 1% in the wild have that. It shows that they're depressed, that they're sick. It's just so wrong.
It's like a dog's nose.
Yeah, exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And there's actually been there's been a number of deaths that these orcas have killed the trainers.
Oh.
And yes, and the trainers didn't know about the previous deaths, and that they actually follow one particular orca, and he killed 5 people.
Oh.
But the previous people didn't know that he'd killed them. This is the other thing I didn't know about orcas is I did know that they stay with the same family for life. So once an orca's born, they stay together, so their pods grow, but they each speak a separate language. So what these people were doing, they would go and capture the baby orcas and they'd take one from this pod and one from another pod, and then they'd assume, they're all orcas, they'll speak. Well, they don't. They speak a different language. It'd be like putting a Russian and a Chinese and a I don't know.
Australian?
Yes, 3 different languages, and they couldn't speak to each other. And what happened with this young one, who then became huge, is that because he wasn't that was the other thing. If they don't perform, what the trainers would do would be punish the one that wasn't performing, but also the one that was performing. And they're very intelligent, like they've checked out their brains, and they are more intelligent than us. And they would then attack the one that wasn't performing because they weren't getting the food. It was just disgusting. And of course, most of the people talking were ex-trainers who had no idea, because they'd been told the talk. They'd been told that, see, orcas in captivity live to 25, 30. So what they were telling us, the people watching it, they'd say, orcas in the wild only live to 25, 30. No, they live to 80, 90, 100. Anyway, I won't continue, but,
Stepping down from the soapbox?
I'll step down from the soapbox.
Oh, dear.
Yes. But please watch it, because even though it's horrendous, it really will, you'll never ever go to one of those parks again.
That is crazy, the amount of stuff that I didn't know that you just said. Yes.
I know. And you'll learn more, even more.
You've been listening to the Two Natural Ladies podcast. Visit twonaturalladies.com.au for more information. Thanks for joining us.